Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am DV, the host of Me and Mine TV, and I'm having to do something that I haven't had to do in any of the videos that I posted so far. And that is, I have to begin this video with a warning. Now, what you are about to hear contains graphic language. What you are about to see contains graphic images. And if at any point in time during the course of your watching of this video, your feelings become hurt, you obtain a very strong attitude, which leads to you becoming butthurt. Please understand that the people who I am referring to in this video, you are a part of. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in for another all-new edition of Me and Mine TV right here on YouTube. The only automobile enthusiast channel on YouTube that you, the fans, control. I am your host DV. You can follow myself and the show at the Twitter handle showed on your screen, and if you follow, we follow back. And what we are going to do today is we are going to continue in the trend of a video that I posted about a month and a half ago. You can find that video here. Where's it there? Where's it over here? It's somewhere in the video that you're watching right now. And the video in question is called 10 Things That I Hate About My Car. Now, after making that video and in turn watching that video, I thought to myself, if someone watching that video does not own a 5th generation Camaro, 95% of the things that I brought up, they may not be able to relate to, because of course, each individual person is different and each individual car is different. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what kind of video can I put together that the vast majority of people who watch it can relate to in some form, fashion, or another? And then it hit me. Now, instead of 10 things that I hate about my car, how about 10 types of drivers that I hate? Because let's be real, the vast majority of you watching me right now probably have had at some point in your time in your life a driver's license. And we all have things that we don't like. We all have pet peeves and things that get under our skin. Now, I know I just said it's 10 types of driver that I hate, but really in actuality, it's only about 7. Because as I compiled my list, I read 10, 9, and 8 really aren't things that rub me the wrong way. They're not really things that get underneath my skin. But 7 through 1, however, oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some fun today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, number 7. Now, the 7th type of driver that I hate is the far away parking lot parker. Now, you may be sitting there wondering to yourself, what the hell does that mean? I don't know what you're talking about. Please illustrate it for us. Not a problem. Now, have you ever went to, let's say, a Walmart? Now, everybody knows Walmart has about 9 million parking spaces, give or take a few million. Now, if you are a driver like me, I park my car as far a freaking away from the building as I can. Matter of fact, if I parked anywhere further away, I would be in the mother freaking street. Now, I park as far away as I possibly can to avoid my car from getting scratched up, dented up, keyed up, whatever the case may be. Now, that's not trying to say that I'm better than you or what other people may say. It's just simply, I'm just trying to protect my car. Now, I go into Walmart, spend 5, maybe 10 minutes in it, getting a bottle of water, right? Now, as soon as I walk out, what do I see? I see somebody else parked within 2 freaking inches of my car. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, wait a minute, there's 8,999,000 other parking spaces that you could have parked at, but for some weird idiotic reason, you decided to park next to mine. Now, let's be real here, ladies and gentlemen. It's never a Bentley or a Rolls Royce or a Mercedes or a Ferrari parked next to your car? What is it? It's always a 1965 Dodge Dart, all rusted over, busted down with only 3 wheels on the car. And I'm sitting here wondering to myself, really, buddy? It's like, if that car is your baby, I ain't hating on you. But do you really have to park 2 freaking inches away from mine? Because if you're trying to park further away to avoid your car from getting dented, why would you park it next to another car? Or is there something that I'm missing? And is there anybody out there who disagrees with that statement? I didn't think so. So let's go ahead and keep it going. Now, number 6. Now, the 6th type of driver that I hate is the green light honker. Now, again, you may be sitting there wondering to yourself, what the hell are you talking about? I don't know what a green light honker is. Please illustrate it for us. Not a problem. Now, have you ever been in your car? First car at a stoplight. You're sitting there minding your own business. You could be eating something, drinking something, talking on the phone, whatever. The light turns green, and then a millisecond thereafter, the idiot in the car behind you decides to honk their horn. Now, you may do the classic look in the rearview mirror like, seriously? Seriously, bruh? Or you may do what I do and physically turn your ass around, stare at the idiot behind you like WTF is wrong with you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be real with each and every one of you. If you ever find yourself in the Atlanta metro area and come behind a stoplight and find yourself behind a 2014 yellow Chevrolet Camaro, do yourself a favor. Don't honk the horn, because if off chance that is me and you honk your horn in the millisecond it takes me to move my right foot from the brake pedal to the gas pedal, best believe me when I tell you, your bitch ass is gonna be waiting. Because contrary to popular belief, we don't live in the Matrix, and I am not the one. Because there is no legitimate, sensible reason to be honking your horn a millisecond after the light turns green. Now, 2.5 seconds, oh yes, by all means, lay on the mother lover, because that is exactly what I would do. But again, there is no reason. There's no logical reason or explanation to be honking your horn a millisecond after the light turns green, because there is no human being on this planet that has reaction time that fast. Now, is there anybody out there who would disagree with that statement? I didn't think so. So let's go ahead and keep it going. Now, number 4. Now, the 4th type of driver that I hate is the rubbernecker. Now, again, you may be sitting there wondering to yourself, why do you keep using these idiotic terms? Nobody knows what you're talking about. Please illustrate it for us. Not a problem. Now, have you ever been in your car, 70 miles on the highway, you're whipping it, right? You're whipping it. Now, you're not during rush hour hours. You're out in the middle of BF, Idaho at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, all of a sudden in the distance, traffic comes to a stop. Now, you don't have a CB radio like us truckers do, so you really don't know what's going on. So you're sitting there wondering to yourself, why am I out in the middle of nowhere and traffic come to a stop? So you start creeping along. 5 miles an hour, you're creeping. 5 miles an hour, you're creeping. 45 minutes later, now you're doing 7.5 miles an hour. And all of a sudden in the distance, you see a bunch of flashing lights. And as you approach, you see an ambulance, maybe even a fire truck, some po-po, and a couple of vehicles involved in an accident. But here's the kicker. It's on the other side of the mother-loving highway. Now you're in your car going postal, like, why have I been doing 5 miles an hour for 45 minutes because of something on the other side of the mother-loving highway? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you the rubbernecker. Now, a rubbernecker is an overly cautious, overly concerned Good Samaritan. So when they see something out of the ordinary, when they see a stray dog, when they see something so tragic, they have to stop everything and everyone else around them. Why? So they can investigate. So they can creep by at 2.5 miles an hour, maybe even whip out the cell phone, take a couple of pictures and upload them to Instagram. Or they may whip out the camcorder, get some video footage and paste it on Facebook. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a normal thinking and breathing human being like I am, you have hypothesized and theoreticized ways to end the rubbernecker. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I think, matter of fact, I know, I've come up with the most sensible, logical, and humane way to end the rubbernecker. Now, any of you watching me, have you ever seen the movie Death Race? Jason Statham, wrongly accused for killing his wife, goes to jail and basically has to drive his way to freedom. Now he's driving a decked out Ford Mustang with mini guns on the hood and RPGs on the car. Now I would love, absolutely love, for the United States government to allow us everyday drivers to have machine guns and RPGs on our cars. So when we encounter a rubbernecker, we can fire off an RPG, launch the suckers into the air, and pass underneath them doing 70 miles an hour. Ho. I know what some of you are thinking. I'm not sitting here saying that rubberneckers deserve to die, because that would be a little cruel. But I am of the ilk, like Chris Rock when he said something about O.J. Simpson, and that is, and I quote, "I'm not saying you should kill him, but I do understand." Is there anybody out there who would disagree with that statement? Probably not. So let's go ahead and keep it going. Now, number 4. Now, the fourth type of driver that I hate is the tailgater. Now, again, you may be sitting there wondering to yourself, I don't understand what the F it is you're talking about. Please illustrate it for us. Not a problem. Now, when I say tailgater, I'm not talking about what people do outside of a stadium before a sporting event. When I say tailgater, I'm not talking about the back portion of a pickup truck. No. When I say tailgater, a tailgater is an idiot in a vehicle. It doesn't matter if it's a scooter, a moped, or a motherfreaking 18-wheeler. A tailgater is an idiot in a vehicle who deems it necessary and wise to be within 2 inches of your back bumper. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I am a black man, and contrary to popular belief, I love me some NASCAR. Oh yes, I love me some NASCAR. And in NASCAR, there's this thing called drafting. It's basically when 2 cars get bumper to bumper, they can follow each other around the track because 2 cars can move faster than one. And the car in the back has power in reserve to slingshot around the car in front in order to pass them. But ladies and gentlemen, they are on a closed circuit racetrack doing about 200 miles an hour. The fastest speed limit I have been able to find in the country driving a truck is 85 miles an hour in the good old state of Texas. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on my ass on Interstate 10 doing 85 miles an hour, I'm sorry to be the one to break the news to you. You're not drafting me. So what the F are you doing there? Because you're not increasing your MPGs. You don't have power in reserve to slingshot around me. So why are you there? Are you trying to scare me? Are you trying to intimidate me? Are you trying to send me a coded message? Because again, we don't live in the Matrix, and I am not the one. Because I'm not one of these type of people who would just tap on the brake pedal like, hey buddy, you're just a little bit too close. Why don't you go ahead and back it up? I'm getting a little nervous, a little scared. No, hell no. I'm one of these people that if you want to tailgate me, I am slamming on the brakes. Because no matter what you say, no matter what you could have dash camera footage. You could have Jesus in the passenger seat. I could have a bomb in the trunk. If you hit me from the back, it's always your fault. Because if you want to hit me from the back, oh, wait a minute, my back's hurting. I don't think I'll be able to work for a couple of months. I need to be compensated. Oh, wait a minute, my neck. I have this uncontrollable headache. That's pain and suffering. I need to be compensated. Because as the old saying goes, you don't know who you're messing with. And if you want to tailgate somebody, best be prepared to reap the consequences of tailgating. Now, is there anybody out there who would disagree with that statement? Let me think. No. So let's go ahead and keep it going. Now, number 3. Now, the third type of driver that I hate is the cell phone driver. Now again, you're probably still there wondering to yourself, why do you keep using these stupid terms? Nobody knows what you're talking about. Please illustrate it for us. Not a problem. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I am about to show you are little telltale signs of the classic cell phone driver. Now, have you ever been in your car, 70 miles an hour on the highway, you're whipping it, right? You're whipping it. And then all of a sudden in the hammer lane, you see somebody doing 50 miles an hour. Classic telltale sign of the cell phone driver. Another example, have you ever been on the highway, 70 miles an hour, you're whipping it, and then all of a sudden you see a car in front of you that's slowly swaying to the right, and then jumping back to center, and then slowly moving to the left, maybe even merging onto the other lane, and then snapping back to center. Another classic telltale sign of the cell phone driver. One more example. Have you ever been on the highway? Yes, you guessed it, 70 miles an hour, whipping it. And then all of a sudden you see a car in any lane doing 70 miles an hour and then slowing it down to 50 and then speeding back up to 70 and then slowing it back down to 50. Another classic telltale sign of the cell phone driver. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that smartphones are a way of life. I understand that texting is the country's national pastime. I understand that when babies are born, they come out texting on cell phones. I understand that texting and surfing the net is inherent to our DNA. But what I'm about to say is what 90% of the entire human population on this planet feels. If you are a cell phone driver, you're on the highway, 70 miles an hour. If you cannot drive and text and surf the net at the same time without your vehicle moving left to right or slowing down, and you can't maintain a constant point and direction, a constant speed, do us all a mother freaking favor. Either get off the phone or get off the highway. The key two words in both of those pieces of advice is get off. Because all you are doing is pissing everybody else within a visual distance of you the hell off. And again, we don't live in the Matrix, and not everybody is the one. So for your own sanity, hell, for your own safety, if you cannot maintain a constant speed in a steady direction while driving and being on your phone at the same time, get the hell off the road or get the hell off the cell phone. Is there anybody out there who would disagree with that statement? Let me check. No. So let's go ahead and keep it going. Now, number two. Now, the number two type of driver that I hate is the last minute lane merger. Now again, you're probably sitting there wondering to yourself, why are you using all these stupid terms? Just speak it to us literally. Once again, please illustrate it for us. Not a problem. Now, a last minute lane merger could be described in a couple of different ways. Now, have you ever been on the highway in the slow lane 70 miles an hour doing your thing? And all of a sudden you see an on-ramp. Now this person has all the time in the world to merge over into the lane, rather in front of you or behind you, but doesn't decide to do so. And they ride that on-ramp all the way into it becomes a shoulder and then cut you off. That's an example of a last-minute lane merger. Another example, have you ever been getting up in the morning on your way to work? Now, if you drive the same road every freaking day, which some of you probably do, you know what lane goes down, just like everybody else. Now, where I drive, Georgia 85, at some point in time goes from 3 lanes down to 2 lanes. The right lane merges into the middle lane, everything's all hunky-dory. But every day, like clockwork, okay, every day like clockwork, I move over to the middle lane when I see that right lane about to end with the sign telling me it will do so in about a mile in front of me. And every time I look in my right rearview mirror, what is it I always see? I see a whole line of idiots who decide they don't want to wait and they want to pull the dick move and wait to the last possible moment to merge in front of me. Now, if you are like I am, you know we don't live in the Matrix and we are not the one. So we don't let stupid mother lovers who don't want to wait get in front of us. And when that happens, what does that stupid ignorant mother lover always do? They give you the death glare. They're like, you didn't want to let me over? Oh, you're such a dick. And what happens? As you drive by, they give you the finger. So let me make sure I'm understanding this right. I know that lane merges down. I get over ahead of time. You see the lane merge down. You know the lane is going to merge down, but you don't want to get over because your bitch ass doesn't want to wait. But yet, I'm the person in the wrong? Yet I'm the one who deserves the finger and the death stare and, oh, all these bad words coming out your mouth. I'm sorry, people. It is not my place or anybody else's place to accommodate your stupidity. Because if you don't want to wait, I'm going to make you wait. If you want to be a dick, I'm going to make you look like an even bigger dick. Because if you didn't leave with enough time to get to work because you were too busy oversleeping or getting your little nut in the morning, or if you don't know where the hell you're going, and you didn't get directions, or if you're lost and don't know where the hell you're going, it's not my or anybody else's place to accommodate you for not doing what you were supposed to be doing before you left. Now, is there anybody out there who would disagree with that statement? I didn't think so. So let's go ahead and bring this to a conclusion. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we've made it to the top spot. And just like my 10 things that I hate about my Camaro video, I am sure each and every one of you are on the edges of your seat. You're sitting there shivering, waiting, dying with anticipation, waiting for me to reveal the #1 type of driver that I hate. And ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get to it. Now, the #1 type of driver that I hate is the legendary, the iconic, the notorious dumbass. Now, again, you're not sitting there now wondering to yourself, dumbass? I know what a dumbass is. I see dumbasses every day. Dumbasses surround me. But first, let me go ahead and give some examples to some people out there who maybe just started driving, maybe aren't really familiar with the term dumbass. Now, here's a classic telltale sign of a dumbass. Now, have you ever been on your car on a regular road? 10 miles up a front, a car decides to pull out of a residential area, but for some reason stops, has all freaking day to pull out and go in whichever direction. Now you're at the 8-mile mark. They're still sitting there. Now you're at the 5-mile mark. They're still sitting there. Now you're at the 2.5-mile mark. They're still sitting there. Now you're at the half-mile mark. They're still sitting there. Now you're at the 3-millimeter mark. They decide they want to be Billy Badass and pull out in front of you. And now you're sitting in your car, going postal. Like, wait a minute. You had 10 freaking miles to get out in front of me and go wherever the hell it is that you're going. But yet you wait to 3 millimeters before I'm in front of you, before you decide to pull out. Classic telltale sign of a dumbass. Another sign that we've all seen about the classic telltale dumbass. Have you ever been on the highway? You're not doing 70 miles an hour, you're doing 65, but you're still whipping it. You're in the slow lane for whatever reason that you deem necessary. And just out of happenstance, pure curiosity, you move your head slightly to the left and you see a car in the hammer lane go all the way over to the exit ramp. But here's the kicker, without using a blinker. Another classic telltale sign of the dumbass. But my all-time favorite dumbass move, have you ever passed by your local gas station? Quick Trip, Exxon, BP, whatever. Now, when you go to a gas station, 9 times out of 10, it's to get gas. You open up your little gas door, you unlock the little gas cap, and you stick the nozzle in. Now, when you're done, you take the nozzle out, hook it back up, put the gas cap back on, close the gas door, and go on your way. But what do we see on a daily basis? We see cars who just left the gas station with the gas door still open, with the gas cap not even on the car, and some instances with the mother-loving nozzle still in the car. Now, I don't know how much of a dumbass you have to be to realize that when you're done getting gas, you have to take the nozzle out, and then you have to put the gas cap back on, and then you have to close the gas door, and then you go back on your way. I've never heard anybody go to a gas station and, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and leave the gas nozzle in the car, and I'm going to pull off because it's stylish. I've never really heard that, because that is the classic sign of a dumbass. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just like the rubbernecker, just like me, you've probably hypothesized and theoretized ways to end the dumbass. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, as time has been tested throughout humanity's existence, we can't get rid of the dumbasses. The dumbasses, they're not dime a dozen. They're not every blue moon. They're all around us. They encircle us. They live among us. We talk to them and interact with them. And we've always wanted to know, how can we end the dumbass? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think we should end the dumbasses, because let's be real, dumbasses are funny. Dumbasses are hilarious. Dumbasses can bring sunshine. Sunshine, if the clouds would move and make my point for me, but they would bring sunshine to when the days are rainy. So really, in essence, do we really want to get rid of the dumbasses? Will our lives be better without the dumbasses? I don't think so. I think our world and our lives would be less fun, less exciting, and less meaningful unless we saw dumbasses. But here's the question. Is there anybody out there who disagrees with that statement? There may be a few, there may not. But the only way I'm going to know is if you leave some comments in the comment section. And as always, subscribe to this channel because I'm bringing more content to this channel. If there's a video that you guys want me to make, if there's a specific subject you guys want me to talk about, go ahead and leave it in the comments and I will do my best to accommodate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to this channel. We're bringing more content.